So, Hugh, sit.
Yeah,
Let's
you
start
know
with
what? He was throwing up for about 10, 12 hours, starting about 1 in the morning. So didn't come to shoot around. He wasn't at pregame meal or walkthrough. We were just trying to get him healthy. And I've said it 100 times about how good Nate Burning is. I mean, we've got a trainer that is as good as anybody in the country, and Doc McGrew was on this trip and did a tremendous job. But just to get him ready and have him a chance was amazing. And then you got to give Hugh a lot of credit. And I think our team feeds off that kind of toughness. I really do. This was a really good basketball team. It's the fourth time this year when we've gone on the road to an undefeated place and won. So that tells you the toughness and fight that our guys have, and this was a great win for us.
Coming in, I know there was a lot of talk about your advantage in the post and their, weakness in the post, and for 40 minutes anyway, it didn't look that way.
Well, I thought they did a really good job. The Watkin kid battled. We couldn't get Alex going early. Cam missed a couple little ones early, but they kept battling. The thing I liked, they kept battling, and when those two couldn't do things, it really opened up things from the perimeter. And I think that's why we're hard to guard, because you focus on the inside game, and then Hugh hurt you, Kendall hurt you, Tony hurt you. I thought our bench came in and did a great job. Jamal was terrific coming off our bench tonight. So we just got a lot of good play, and it wasn't an easy game. You go on the road in this league, it's going to be. There are going to be a lot of tight ones, and we were fortunate to get another one.
It's 3 straight games of Tony being aggressive.
Yeah, and that's always a key. So hopefully, I think he's getting more aggressive defensively as well as offensively. Just a lot of good things. But we needed to get to +1. We talked about that. Win 2 home games, get a road win, you're +1. They were +1 because they got the game at Wyoming. You lose a home game, you go back 1, so they go to even. So that's always crucial. If you can do that every time you go on the road, then you got a chance. But be sitting here 16-2. I'm just very, very proud of this team.
You guys, really struggled shooting the ball in the second half, and then down the stretch, I think 5 of the last 6 shots or something went in. And
been kind of a common thing. Been kind of a common theme. We've had a lot of halves where we haven't shot the ball well, and I don't know if this was our second or third overtime game, but we do a pretty good job of making shots in overtime for some reason, and we've done that. But there's just a lot of fight in these guys, and you want to stay. We talk about all the time. When you're on the road, you want to stay close. You want to be in the game the first 10 minutes so that home team knows you're there. We did that. We got to halftime even. We controlled it in the last 5 minutes of the second half, and then they made some big plays to get it into overtime, and you got the last possession to win it. So I think our guys were feeling pretty good going into overtime.
The game-tying basket, about as easy a game-tying basket as a guy could get. What did you see on that play? What happened?
Which one?
The layup where the defense just kind of parted.
Yeah, well, there's just an awful lot of tension on the bigs, and again, I think that they did a good job on the bigs. But when you give it, that's why you got to have that inside-outside punch, and we had that. And Hugh was just he was terrific, because I would not have guessed at 3 o'clock today he was going to play, and for him to play and play that well speaks to the volumes of just how tough he is. And now we got a week to get healthy, and if we're going to get sick, I hope it's now that it can run its course during the bye week, because obviously there's some bad strains out there.
Just real quick, we know what the environment is like at the pit, but you guys haven't had to come to Boise last year and see a crowd like this. Just can you talk about that?
Yeah, it was much better, and Coach Rice and his staff have done a tremendous job, and the atmosphere here was terrific. We're going to see that everywhere, I think. That's part of, and we've talked to our guys about that. That's what's fun about what our team has created, because we're a nationally ranked team and we're playing well, and that's fun to go on the road and play in a great environment. It was a great environment here, and Coach Rice, this was a really good basketball team. Of our road wins, this might be our best road win.
Where do you see the difference in them this year versus last year?
Well, they're a year older. I think they're harder to guard, and they're healthy. Last year, for the majority of the conference season, they weren't very healthy. They had guys out injured a lot, and injured a lot in the non-conference. They couldn't really get in the flow. I think they might have played their first 6 or 7 games where they weren't injured, and then they started to accumulate a lot of injuries, and that gets you out of rhythm in a lot of ways. And they've been healthy this year. They get Buckner back later in the month. This team, at least we hope they win the rest of their home games. But they're going to be a hard out here, and they're going to be a hard out in your own building, because they can really score.
Perfect.